All right, so today we want to get into some more monomial stuff, but let's look at what happens when we divide monomials. So at the top of your paper, let's do today's notes, dividing, oops, if I could spell, monomials. And we're not only going to get into dividing monomials, but we're going to look at see what happens when we take and get negative exponents, what happens when we have the zero exponent. But first, let's look at an example, just kind of review here. If I were to take 2 to the 7th power times 2 to the 6th power, we have a property for this. When you're multiplying exponents, your bases are the same. You keep your base and add the exponent. So in this case, we get 2 to the 7 plus 6th power, which would be 2 to the 13th power. This is a review. Let's look at what happens when I take 2 to the 7th power, which is a monomial, and divide that by another monomial, 2 to the 6th power. What's our rule? What's our conjecture? So if I were to, like we did before, expand all of this out, in the numerator you would have 2 multiplied by itself 7 times. So you have 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. There's 7 of them. Divided by, well, in the denominator, you have 2 to the 6th power, so you have 2 multiplied by itself 6 times. So you have 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. At this point, we can then see that you've got a big old fraction, and when you start looking at them individually, you have 2 divided by 2. Well, 2 divided by 2 is 1, so they actually cancel out. And then I have a 2 divided by 2. 1, they cancel out. 2 divided by 2, 2 divided by 2, 2 divided by 2, 2 divided by 2. Oh, they all canceled out, leaving me with 2 to the 1st power. So what happened here? Did I have to write out all of those 2's? No, because when you take a look at this, you've got 7 2's in the top, 6 in the bottom. You would actually get rid of some, and what's left over is, the number of 2's that I have left, and I can write them in exponential form. So it looks like what we're doing here is, if I guess we can write our rule out, keep the base, because the base didn't change. But what do we do with our exponents? Well, I had 7 in the top, 6 in the bottom, and I have 1 left. Oh, left over. So it looks like we're subtracting. So I'm going to subtract the exponents. And I'm going to be very specific because we want to subtract the numerator minus the denominator. Which makes sense because when you're multiplying exponents, you add them. When you're dividing your exponents, you subtract your exponents. All right, so let's use this to do some examples here. So for example, if I take 15 to the 30th power, I don't want to write out 30 15s, and then divide that by 15 to the 6th power, I can use this rule where I keep my base 15 and then take that to the 30 minus 6 power. Well, 15 to the 30 minus 6, 30 minus 6 is 24. So it would be 15 to the 24th power. At this point, we're done. If I wanted to find out what 15 to the 24th power is, we can, but I'm not going to. We can also do this with variables. If I take x to the 10th divided by x to the 7th, looks like we're dividing, the bases are the same, so I'm going to keep my base x to the 10 minus 7, which gives me x to the 3rd power. Because if I were to actually write out, I'd have 10 x's in the top, 7 x's in the bottom, 7 of them would cancel out, leaving 3 left over. We can try problems like this. If I did 4a to the 10th divided by 2a to the 3rd, we can actually set this up just like we would normally. If I were to take this 4 divided by 2 first, I end up getting 4 divided by 2 is 2, and then a to the 10th divided by a to the 3rd, keep my base a, and then 10 minus 3 gives me 7, so 2a to the 7th. And because I don't know what a is, I can't go any farther than that. If I take a to the nth power divided by a to the nth, we end up getting a to the, subtract my exponents, m minus n, power. And because I don't know what a, m, or n are, I can't go any farther, and we are done. All right, I'm going to actually look at the zero property of exponents next. So I'm going to have you get out your calculator, and I'm going to have you check 2 to the 0 power. 2 to the 0 power in your calculator says 1. We're going to check 100 to the 0 power. 100 to the 0 power is 1. We're going to check 199 to the 0 power. Yeah, that's 1. A million to the 0 power. It's 1. Negative 25 to the 0 power. That's 1. Well, we're going to check one more. 0 to the 0 power is not 1. It's actually error. And there's a reason for that. So let's take a look and make our conjecture first. For our rule. Pretty much our conjecture, anything to the 0 power is 1. Except 0. 0 to the 0 power is not acceptable. It's error. Your calculator freaks out. And there's a reason for that. So what I'm going to kind of go through is the proof of this and why anything to the 0 power is 1. So bear with me here. Here's my proof. For example, if I were to take the number 3, divide it by 3, we know 3 divided by 3 is 1. Any number divided by itself is 1. So if we were to take 3 divided by 3, or if I were to put, I don't know, 3 to the 5th power divided by 3 to the 5th power. 3 to the 5th divided by 3 to the 5th is a number divided by itself. It's 1. But now I have this set up using exponents. So if I were to use this rule, I end up getting 3 to the 5 minus 5 power, which is 0. So 3 to the 5th divided by 3 to the 5th could actually be written as 3 to the 0, which is 1. So our rule for this, if I were to take some number a divided by some number a, I know it has to be 1. A to the mth power divided by a to the mth power is still 1, but I take a to the m minus m power, which would be a to the 0. So any number to the 0 power is 1. And we just proved that, which is a fun thing in mathematics. And then the reason why we can't put 0 here is because what happens when I put a 0 in the bottom of the fraction? Oh, you're dividing by 0. You can't divide by 0. Dividing by 0 is like taking something and dividing it into nothing, blowing it up. We can't do that. If we have something, we divide it, you're going to get something. All right, so we can't divide by 0. That's why we can't. This does not work for dividing by 0 or any 0 to the 0 power. All right, so knowing that anything to the 0 power, let's take a look at this one. If I were to take 4n squared q to the 5th r squared, divide it by n squared q to the 4th r, and then take it to the 0 power, everything in here is to the 0 power, so everything is 1. I always look for those. Let's try x squared to the 0 power. Oh, x squared to the 0 power is, well, 0 times 2 is 0, so we get 1. But we have to be careful because anytime I see a 0, it's not automatically 1. So let's take a look at a problem like 2t to the 0 power p to the 3rd times 2p. The only thing to the 0 power is the t here, so we have to be careful. The t to the 0 is 1, so this is really 2p to the 3rd times 2p, which we can simplify. We can go farther. 2 times 2 is 4. P to the 3rd times p is p to the 4th. So we end up getting 4p to the 4th for that one. All right, the last thing on our list for today is the negative exponents. what happens when we get them? I'm going to tell you right now that it's not good. We don't want them. So we have to find a way to get rid of them. So for example, if I give us, like say, c to the fifth divided by c to the second power, we have a rule. What we do is we keep our base, c, and then I subtract my exponents, numerator minus denominator. So I end up getting 5 minus 2, which is c to the third. This is okay. I've got c to the positive exponent of 3. We're good. I can't go any farther than that. But what happens if I get a problem like c to the second power divided by c to the fifth power? Well, c squared divided by c to the fifth, if I follow my rule, I get c to the 2 minus 5, which is c to the negative 3. And at this point, we have negative exponents. We don't like those. All right, so what do we do? All right, so if I were to, like we did before, look for patterns. If I were to take the numerator, which was c times c, divide that by the denominator, I get c times c times c times c times c. I got some things that cancel out just like before. I get c divided by c, c divided by c, but I'm left with 3 c's in the bottom. So I actually have c to the third power in the bottom. Well, there is a number left in the numerator. We can multiply anything by this number and not change it, and that is the number 1. So really, in the numerator, you have 1 left. So I could write c to the negative third is the same thing as 1 over c to the positive third. Let's look at another one. All right, so if I did b to the sixth divided by b to the eighth. If I were to do this, I get b to the negative 2 power. But again, I don't like the negatives. So if I were to expand all this out, I'd have b times b times b times b times b times b, 6 of them, divided by b times b times b times b times b times b. There's 6, 7, 8. Cancel, 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 leaving me with 1 over b squared. So b to the negative 2 is actually 1 over b squared. So I'm hoping we can make a conjecture right now. Our conjecture here is that I'm seeing that I'm just making the fraction, I'm flipping the fraction and making the exponent positive. Well, when I say flip the fraction, you're really taking the reciprocal and dividing and making the exponent positive. All right, so for example, if I give you a to the negative first power, we could write this as the fraction 1 over a to the positive 1 power. If I give you x to the negative fifth, it's really 1 over x to the positive fifth. If I give us, I don't know, 1 over a to the negative fifth, we're going to flip this fraction, so I get a to the positive fifth over 1, which is a to the fifth power. If I get 2 to the negative 8, I get 1 over 2 to the positive 8, which would be 1 over 256. So you're just flipping your fraction and making the exponent positive. Let's try 4a to the negative 10th. Be careful here because that to the negative 10th is just to the a because it says 4 times that. So I end up getting 4 times 1 over a to the positive 10th, which is 4 over a to the 10th power. All right, and I'm going to stop here.